It was very simple. It's straightforward epidemiology. You take an infectious agent and you introduce it into a population. It was very simple. It's straightforward epidemiology. You take an infectious agent and you introduce it into a population. It was very simple. It's straightforward epidemiology. You take an infectious agent and you introduce it into a population. It was very simple. It's straightforward epidemiology. You take an infectious agent and you introduce it into a population.
to any of these four motives, it was possible to manipulate the majority of a population into doing almost anything. You could brainwash them into smoking cigarettes, starting war, electing politicians, you name it.
When did you first realize you wanted to be a physicist?
Oh,
I think I knew from about the age of 9 or 10 that I wanted to be a scientist. Most of my activities, like playing with model fireworks, or model railways, or playing complicated games, was aimed in some way at finding out how the world worked around me.
So in a sense, you went from modeling planes to modeling the universe.
I was never very good with my hands, when my models did not work very well. But I was always interested in models that I could control. And I think that nowadays I have translated that into studying physics. Because in a way, if you understand the universe, then you have control of it. If Einstein's general theory of relativity is correct, the universe began with a singularity called the Big Bang. Now, because it was a singularity, all the laws of physics broke down, and therefore we cannot predict how the universe began.
Doesn't this sound like a good argument for the belief that God created the universe?
A few years ago, I was at a conference on cosmology that was held in the Vatican. And at the end of the conference, the participants were granted an audience with the Pope. The Pope said it was fine for them to inquire into the early history of the universe, but they should not ask questions about the Big Bang itself, because that was the work of God. However, at that conference, I proposed that Einstein's general theory of relativity would have to be modified, and that modification would mean that there was no singularity, and all the laws of physics would hold at the Big Bang. And if that is the case, we can completely predict the state of the universe from the laws of physics.
Man, and they're buying it! Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I would not recommend sending kids anymore unless it's a private school that's very conservative. I would not send kids to a public school because the culture now is so, they are brainwashing these young kids. And there's an agenda. It's a very well-funded agenda. Transhumanism is part of it. And we're in a period of real social insanity. And there's social contagion. And these young children are victims. They're gonna look back on this period. They'll see it like lobotomies.
Question mark?
Question mark!
Asks a question.
Ask a question!
How are you?
How are you?
Voice lifts up.
Voice lifts up!
How you doing, friend?
How you doing, friend?
Exclamation point.
Exclamation point!
Strong and loud.
Strong and loud!
Hey you.
Hey you!
Hey you.
Hey you!
Look at that gerbil.
Look at that turtle!
Look at that hamster.
Look at that hamster!
Exclamation point.
Exclamation point!
Period.
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 Voice stays the same.
Voice stays the same.
Nice hamster.
Nice hamster.
Quotation mark.
Quotation mark!
From 2 by 2.
From 2 by 2.
Use 2 before.
Use 2 before.
To when you're through.
To when you're through.
What's being said?
What's being said?
What is the success rate of sex change operations?
Well, we have, it's hard to find longer-term data with children, but what the data that we do have, which is probably the most reliable data point available, is from a Swedish study, and it looked at over 10 years, which is really important because regret doesn't just happen a year after some sort of transition. And what you see is a suicide rate that's associated with 19 times higher than the general population.
Well, actually, there is a 0 There's a 100% failure rate for sex change operations, isn't there? Because it's not possible to change your sex?
That's right.
100% failure rate for these procedures.
That's right. You can't change your sex.
Thank you, and I yield.
Yo, I guess I'm gonna need to be the one to explain to all of the 40-year-old people and above, so 40 plus. Yo, you guys keep sending out these thumbs up emojis, and they look more like this to the Gen X, Z, and millennials. Yo, we depict the thumbs up as a fuck you. It's rude, you're rude.
I'm super excited. It was really tough. It was fun. I enjoyed it. It was definitely a different ball game, but I had a blast, so thank you.
There's no way that I'm going to date a man that makes under $200K a year. That don't even make no sense. I'm not trying to struggle. I can struggle by myself, okay? Why would I want to struggle with a man? So if you're not making $200K, you can't date me. You trying to date me? I only date millionaires, baby. Like, you better get it right.
What's your biggest turnoff in guys?
Probably when they don't work out. Go to
Oh, really?
and stuff, yeah.
You need to be fasting for at least 14 hours overnight daily. 16 hours would be better, but at least a minimum of 14 hours without food. That allows your body to balance out the blood sugars. It allows your bowel to rest, to restore, because it needs downtime too.
Hey, this is a farm boy. We're in the grocery store today to look up some things that might be or may not be in your foods. One of them is called natamycin. You know what that is? That is a medicine by prescription. And it's in a lot of your foods. And I'll take you to show you what's going on here. See that brand name right there? You flip this over. If you look real close, you can see it. Natamycin. See it? Natamycin. Sure is. That is a medicine by prescription. It is in a great many of shredded cheeses. They use if you can see here on this list, you will be able to see that it has natamycin in that. See that brand name? America's favorite. Let's see what it has to offer. Looky right there. Natamycin. Wonder what's up with that. And for those of you that's on a diet and you think eating protein products like these breakfast sausage wieners are good for you, well, let's take a look at that. How about that crap? Oh my gosh. Now that may not seem like much to you, but that natamycin, well, that's an anti-fungus medicine by prescription. Yep, it's for your eyes a lot of times. And now they're putting it in our food, right along with wood cellulose products. Yep, when you see cellulose, you know you're getting wood fibers. And what they're using that for is a preservative, and they're using that as an anti-caking and an anti-fungus. They're putting antibiotics right in your food. This is a farm boy. Thought you'd like to know that.
Watch this video to see how fast chlorine absorbs into the skin.
This is an eye-opening demonstration of chemicals in your water. Unfiltered tap water, which we will pour in 2 glasses. OTO chemical, test for chlorine, very sensitive for it. 10 drops. Notice it turning yellow, the evidence of chlorine. No chlorine in this water. Where did that chemical go? While I was testing this glass over 10 seconds, all that chemistry went into my skin and my hands. There are 80,000 unstudied and unregulated chemicals in our tap water, causing all sorts of health issues, from as simple as brittle hair and dry skin to respiratory issues and even cancer.
No! No!
You take an infectious agent and you introduce it into a population